Hello. Alrighty. So it's first thing in the morning. Have not had breakfast. Indulging in my addiction of blueprints. We're going to be getting started on day 45 of blueprints. Now, if you're watching this, you are one of the few that have followed me this far. I'm presuming that some individuals who maybe started out this journey with me have, lost patience with how slowly I make progress in making progress in this game. Because 45 days seems like a lot of days, and I have not solved all the puzzles yet. I haven't uncovered all the secrets. Shoot, I'm forgetting which day was it that we actually solve the initial objective of the game, find and get into room 46, secure our inheritance of the estate. We saw credits and everything. I think that was back in the 20s, wasn't it? Or something like that. It was I forget which day. I mean, it should be etched in my memory, but it's not at this point. But the point being is it's been a while since then. It's been a while since we quote unquote solved the game and got the credits, right? And I'm still going because I want, because it's not good enough to just inherit the estate. We need to find out what happened. We need to find Mary, basically is our mom, but we've also got a brother somewhere, I think. Anyway, there's family secrets to be uncovered, and you know, possibly an entire government to be Fenari's government to be overthrown. Who knows what the eventual, post credits goals of this game are. But that's what we're trying to, figure out. Okay, so before I click this door and I have to make a choice without being able to look at anything, we're going to look at stuff. I was blessed the last 3 days. Now, yesterday, day 44, I never ended up using the blessing of the chef because it was such a short. I drafted myself into a corner super quickly on day 44. If you've watched the video, you probably laughed your ass off. I mean, if you're not me and you're just watching, it's probably humorous as all get out. When I drafted myself in the corner after a few rooms, it was like, room. Oh, no more doors. Shit. You know? But I don't count yesterday, day 44, as a complete failure like some of my other days were, because I actually accomplished something. There have been days that even when I filled out rooms in the mansion, in the estate, that I then wasn't able to accomplish anything. Yesterday, I got a sanctum key and increased my allowance quite a bit. My allowance is now 37. Right. I increased my allowance from by 8 yesterday, from 29 to 37, which is a good deal of money to start the day with. I can basically draft a commissary and buy it out and still have money left over, that kind of thing. Okay, but the point is, I'm no longer blessed, or cursed. I don't have any items, so and I'm at 68 steps, 2 gems, 37 coin. And I've got 6 of the 8 envelopes and 2 of the 8 sanctum rooms. The other sanctum rooms, I'm less positive what their sigils look like. Like this one I knew, Arenda I knew, Arenda Aries I knew, Fen Aries I know. The others might be a little more like guesswork, kind of thing. But we're gonna still try to get those sanctum keys. All right, so let's take a look. I'm leaning against the hovel these days. Last time I drafted the hovel, I kind of regretted it because I ended the day with a shit ton of gems because I wasn't spending gems on anything, right? But I also kind of ended that day, it was like day 43, I think, with I just needed more steps. Even though I used a ton of steps, I needed more steps. So the hovel, it costs me steps rather than gems. And the thing is these days I come across gems. So steps are, a vital resource. And it's 3 steps for every gem is what the conversion turns out being. And if it was like 1 step or 2 steps for every gem, but because it's 3 steps for every gem, I'm leaning away from the hovel these days. Root cellar is good if I can get a shovel, but there's no guarantee I can get a shovel. But shrine is 3 days worth of blessing. And I'm starting with a bunch of money, so I can afford to spend money on the shrine blessing. I don't know what all the shrine blessings are going to be, but let's learn what a new one is. So in my notes, I have what 2 coin, 4 coin, 8 coin, and 10 coin do, is what I believe my notes cover. I'm going to double check my notes here. I have it written down. I went back and collated my previous experiences. Yeah. Okay. So here's the deal. 2 coins would be Blessing of the Dancer for 3 days, which is you can spend a gem to rotate floor plans, which is a nice blessing, actually. Because there are times when we have gems and we have a floor plan, we don't need to redraw it. We don't need to reroll die in that moment necessarily, because reroll dies are kind of hard to come by. But rotating it solves our issue. So that Blessing of the Dancer can come in clutch at times. 4 coins is Blessing of the High Roller for 3 days. All of these so far have been for 3 days. Blessing of the High Roller, get reroll when drafting shop room. So we get a reroll die whenever drafting the shop room. And we get 5 coins whenever we use a reroll die. That's also a nice blessing that I actually end up using, right? Blessing of the Chef is for 8 coins, that's the one we had last. That's each time we get a different spread of a resource through the house, coins, gems, keys, fruit, which amounts to steps. A new dish is added to the dining room, which if we can get to the dining room, and we can eat that dish even if we haven't gotten to rank 8 yet, and that dish adds more, steps and everything. So Blessing of the Chef's a good blessing. For 10 coin, it's Blessing of the General. Now 10 coins more than 2 coin, 4 coin, 8 coin, so you would expect it to be a better blessing. But Blessing of the General is I get 5 gems whenever I draft a red room, but only after I have a red room on 5 different ranks. So basically I have to put I have to have 5 other red rooms first, which are penalizing me, like weight room reduces my steps by half or whatever, right? And chapel, takes a coin from me every time I pass through. Furnace makes me draft more red rooms, which, feeds into this blessing. And so forth and so on. Gymnasium costs me 2 steps every time I walk through it. It's not just one time when I draft it, but it's every time I walk through it, it costs me extra steps. So forth and so on. The lavatory is just a dead end that gives nothing, right? So red rooms generally are not super beneficial to me, right? Other than I want a furnace and a freezer together at some point. So the blessing in general means I have to have 5 different red rooms on 5 different ranks. Then I have to draft a 6th red room to get the first triggering of the blessing that day, and it'll give me 5 gems. I mean, that's a lot of conditional work to go through. I don't see the value to the Blessing of the General. If other people are really maximizing Blessing of the General, tell me about it. Tell me how awesome it is and how stupid I am, but it just seems bad to me. It seems like a blessing I never really want to go out and trigger, right? Go out of my way to trigger. Basically, I'd have to have Blessing of the General in place. Then get a furnace so that I'm more likely to draft red rooms. Then draft every red room that I ever come across the whole day and take all those penalties to get gems eventually. And because the blessing lasts for 3 days, I can't start the day with a shelter in the same day that I start the day with a shrine because it's one or the other, right? But the second day that I'm blessed, and don't have to draft the shrine because I'm already blessed, for that day and the following day for the next 2 days. Then if the shelter comes up and I draft the shelter, then yeah, the first 3 red rooms I draft that day will count towards the 5 that I need on different ranks, and I won't get the negative effects. So I can see a way to combo the blessing of the general with a shelter on a subsequent day, with a furnace, but it's just so much work. I just want blessings that are just good. Like blessing of the dancer is just good. Blessing of the high roller is just good. Blessing of the chef is just good. But what I'm going to do is I know what the blessings at 2, 4, 8, and 10 are. I have 37 coins, so I can either try to go like up, right? Oh, let me show you something. We're going to go to my notes for a moment because I've got a screenshot from one of the books that shows what the potential blessings are. We just don't know what amounts trigger them. Here we go. This screenshot. So we have not triggered Blessing of the Tinkerer. We have not triggered Blessing of the Berry Picker. We have not triggered Blessing of the Gardener, Blessing of the Monk, right? We've triggered this one, this one, this one, this one. We triggered these 4. So 6 coins. I haven't tried 6 coins. I've tried 2, 4, 8, and 10. So each of those have triggered different blessings. So by that pattern, maybe 6 coins right between 4 and 8 will trigger one of these other ones. So that's one thing to try. Just experiment. Let's see what coin amounts trigger which blessings. Or I could like go up from 10. I could try like 12 or 14 or even 20, because the way they talk about the shrines says the type and duration of blessing can differ depending on the amount of gold given. I've yet to see the duration of the blessing differ. So I'm wondering if it's a scaling factor in coins. So in other words, I wonder if it is because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 8 of these, right? So if they are evenly spaced, so if it's two coins up for each one, right? Then that means that at 16 coins, that means a different blessing from 2 coins, 4 coins, 6 coin, 8 coin, 12 coin, 14 coin, 16 coin. But then we're out of new blessings. So it might be that in order to decrease the duration, you just add 20 to that amount, right? Or add 18 or something to that amount, add some step factor in coins, right? So it could be, I could test that because I already know that 2 coins is blessing of the dancer, which I think is a perfectly good blessing. So if I gifted 22 coins, will I get a completely different blessing, or will I get blessing of the dancer for 5 days or 6 days or something instead of just 3 days, something like that, right? So that's the kind of experiments I'm looking at, right? I think what I want to do is I want to identify, because it costs me less coins to do so. I think I just want to go ahead and identify what coin amounts trigger the different blessings, and then I can experiment with later with stepping factors, right? So today, I'm looking at probably you guys are already this is day 45. How many more days are you planning on playing this game? Well, I'm not making as quick progress as I would like sometimes. So realistically speaking, this could go into 60, 70 days. Who knows? Who knows? But even if it doesn't, I don't necessarily, it's not the end of the world if I never trigger one of these blessings for like a 5 or 6 day period, right? That's not the end of the world. So I'm just going to stick to a lower coins amount. So I can either do 6 coins and see what I get, or I can do 12 coins, see what I get. So those are like basically the 2 options I'm considering for today, but this is why. This is my reasoning. All right, back to the game. All right. I have 37, so real coins for allowance. So really, I can afford 6. I can afford 12. I'm going to do 6 just because at some point I'll have to do 6. Like, you know, so we'll just go ahead and do 6 today, and then I won't have skipped any, you know, even value. I realize I'm not testing odd values. The difference is like the change between one blessing and the next might trigger actually on like the odd values. It might be 1 versus 3 versus 5, but I do know that it's been different for 2, 4, 8, and 10. So even if those differences are triggering on the odd value one below, I know it, and I at least know it does trigger on the even spaced values, right? So I'm expecting this to be a blessing. If I have deduced correctly, I'm expecting this to be a blessing, a new blessing that I have yet to have received, okay? And I can add it to my notes. And it is. This is one we haven't gotten yet. Blessing of the Gardener. Add 8 courtyards to your draft pool. Blessing duration, 3 days. Cool. And does it give us a watering can? We'll find out here. But it did not give us a watering can, but it added, and courtyards for us are actually upgraded to courtyards, which have trunks, and the doors are all unlocked. So that's great for us. And I think they're only 1 gem to, they're either 1 or 2 gems to draft. I think they're 1 gem rooms, maybe. So that's actually pretty good. So I can add that to my notes later. I won't make you sit around and watch me add that to my notes. But anyway, that's cool. We are not going to open this. We've done it before. We were cursed for 2 days. We're not going to do that again. There's just no upside to doing it. There's a trophy to be had for getting to room 46 in curse mode, but I don't think being cursed for the day counts as being in curse mode, which is it's a starting game mode state. We would have to start a new game in a mode, dare mode, curse mode. So I think I don't want to get cursed just to test out that. I don't want to intentionally curse myself at this point, just to test out and discover that, yeah, getting room 46 while cursed does not give me the curse mode trophy, right? We can hold off on that experiment for, later. All right, so here's the question. Do I go inside? Well, first of all, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make a wish. I'm going to back up. I'm just going to confirm that I can't make multiple wishes. Okay, I can make 1 wish per day, and that's fine. What the making a wish does, we discovered, is I throw coins in the fountain, and then if I ever drain the fountain, which I can now fill the reservoir. I'm done with the reservoir, so I can drain the fountain, I can drain the pool, stuff like that. But if I drain the fountain, I can pick up all those coins from previous days. So it's basically just a way to bank a coin for some future day, and that can be good because there can be days when I just want to buy really expensive stuff, like buy out the showroom as a trophy, right? There's a couple really expensive items in the gift shop, so just piggy banking a coin every day until some point is not a bad option. But here's the deal. Do I need to go to the underground for anything before I go inside? I can go to the underground. I could take the precipice, or I could take the precipice elevator down. Blah blah blah. Um, don't think so. I don't think I need to do anything in the underground ahead of time. So we're just gonna go draft rooms. Okay. We're gonna take a look at the trophies because I did get this also. I got this logical trophy yesterday because I won my 40th parlor game. I am hoping that doesn't mean that it's no longer going to give me the parlor because the parlor is worth 2 gems to me, right? Whenever I draft it and solve it, it may mean that the parlor is just repeat. It's just on repeat now. Like the logic puzzles are going to be the same as I've already solved. Or maybe it just has more than 40, but we just needed to win the first 40 for the trophy. I don't. We'll find out. But anyway, I got this trophy. There's some, I forget exactly what the benefit is, but we get some benefit for having 8 trophies. And right now we've got 3 trophies. This trophy we will eventually get. We just, every time we do a billiard room and we solve it, we'll work towards this trophy. This one, I just need to create one. I've created 7 of 8 potential contraptions. I need to create the 8th. So that's a trophy we can work towards, right? That's one that's like, oh, I can pick up items, get a workshop, and just try to find the item that I have yet to craft, right? This one's, I don't remember what the conditions of the drafting strategy sweepstakes were, so this one we're trying to work towards anyway because we are trying to unlock those sanctum rooms, and then when we unlock that sanctum room, we do the realm sigil, and so we've done 2 of those rooms, 2 of those sigils. So we'll eventually, get our way into this trophy, we believe. This one we've got 14 more rooms that we need to add to our directory, find out information about. That requires the drawing room or the drafting. I confuse the drawing room and the drafting studio. It's the drafting studio, I think, or the drawing studio, or whatever, right? The one that's a studio. There's a drawing/drafting studio that lets us add a new, permanently add a new floor plan. So we basically have to do that room a number of more times, right? And we can get the Explorer's Trophy, so we can work on that. Full House, I've been close to multiple times, right? I've been close to having all the rooms drafted. I've been like 1 away on some days. Okay. It's saying 3 because it's counting my outer room, my entrance hall, and the foundation. That's where it's getting 3 from right now, today. Darebird, these are ones that I'd have to basically, like Darebird, Curse Trophy, Day 1 Trophy, Trophy of Speed. I've gone through this before, but these are ones that I'd have to basically start a new game in order to achieve. Well, I don't want to start a new game, so I'm not going after these trophies, right? Trophy of Wealth, buy out the entire showroom. Again, I can try for that. I can just have a day where I just prioritize getting a lot of gold, maybe get a tomb, start the day with a tomb, drain the fountain, get a trigger money in the tomb, drain the fountain, drain the pool, get money from those places, draft an office, spread coins throughout the house. There's ways I can like intentionally manufacture funds on a day, right? And then just try to really, get a showroom and buy it out. So this is one I can try to go for. If I get a schoolhouse day and I can get all 8 classrooms, then I can, go for this one. This one I'm probably never getting. I'm probably not going to play this game long enough to go for the trophy of trophies because I'm probably not going to go for all these trophies. I'm probably like if I solve all the puzzles and I unveil all the mysteries of the game, I'm probably not going to just turn around and restart the game from scratch in dare mode just for the sake of getting the dare bird trophy, right? So I don't expect that I'm or in curse mode, like I'm probably not going to just start the game in curse mode just for the hell of it, just to get this trophy, just so I can get the trophy of trophies. I'm completionist to a degree, but I'm not that completionist. Anyway, so there we go. Let's hallway with the key, obviously. Nook with a key, or I could do office. It would use my 2 gems. And there's a gem in the office, so it would cost me 1 net gem. It spreads coins throughout the house, and there's only 2 places those coins can go: the hallway and the entrance hall. So it'd be really easy to pick up those coins at this point. Um, but I'm going to well, let's see. What do I need to work on today? I don't Yesterday, day 44, I was all about getting shit tons of keys because I needed to open all the boxes in the reservoir. I no longer need to do that. So I just need a regular amount of keys for regular amount of locked doors. Um, should I be trying? This is not I'm not starting today with a tomb. So this is not the best day to be trying to get a lot of coins. But at the same time, um, if we can buy think items, like if we can later buy some keys for some doors, we can later, from a locksmith, or we can later buy. Well, here's the thing: our current blessing is the gardener. So we're going to be seeing a lot of courtyards, right? Or courtyards, because we upgraded the courtyard to a courtyard. Which means we need gems, and we need the observatory to give us a floralis where we get the special flowers in those rooms. So I don't want to spend gems on the office because I will need those gems to get in the courtyards. So we're not going to spend the gems on the office today. So we're going to do the key here. I want to save the bedroom closet and draft this off a bedroom if possible. I realize it gives 2 items. I want those items, but I want 2 extra items by waiting. Okay. All right. So there's the reasoning there. I'm just holding off on the bedroom closet. I might not do the office at all today. The other benefit of the office would have been I could start my lab experiment, which I like to do pretty early in the day. But I just don't want to spend, even though it would be 1 gem net total, I just don't want to spend that gem right now. If I do a spare bedroom, I mean, the library is going to give me a pump manual. I no longer need the pump manual. I've solved the pump room. I don't ever need that book again. But I will eventually need to do the library so that I read that book. So that the next time I do the library, I request a different book. But basically, I would only do the library if I want to get over here. But I don't need to get over here because I can get to here from here. So I'm going to be doing one of these 2 rooms. This one essentially doesn't have any benefit. I mean, it might have a random item placed in it, but so too might the spare bedroom. So this doesn't really have any benefit. This counts as a bedroom. And there are effects in this game, like if I get a sleeping mask, or there are rooms that will give me steps based, or give me items based on the number of bedrooms I have. There's far less of those chaining benefits for hallways. They're more about having bedrooms. So And if I can get a closet, bedroom closet here, I will go ahead and do that dead end because I've got these other doorways, right? So we're going to do the spare bedroom. It does have a random item. It has a random piece of fruit. We will go ahead and eat that. Later, I will start a lab experiment that says every time you eat an orange, and then I will palm my forehead and be like, why'd I eat an orange when I didn't need it? I could have saved it. Okay. We will want gems. So parlor's not bad at all. Security's good to have early in the day, though. Parlor is likely to come up again. West Wing Hall is not bad either because it would let me, go here, here, and here. But so does security. So I'm going to do security. It gives me a doorway here, which I like, and a doorway here, which I like. It does cost me 1 gem. Not super thrilled about that, but I need to deal with security doors before they start occurring. Once the security doors have appeared, I can't make them disappear again. So I have to lower the security level before the security doors start appearing. And I should start my lab experiment, right? So we're going to do this. This is a little more crucial to me than like the office was, is the point. There's a trunk somewhere. I walked right by a trunk. I'll look for it. I walked right by a trunk, apparently. But I don't have a sledgehammer yet. I could open it with a key. Don't necessarily want to. All right. How did I walk right by a trunk? I need to be more observant. Oh, no, the trunk. I think that trunk, is that trunk just the cursed coffin? I think that trunk is the cursed coffin because that can be opened with a sledgehammer. So I think it counts as a trunk. So I think the cursed coffers in the shrine is the trunk. Right. Okay. I think I deduced that on a prior day. So yeah, whenever I have a shrine, it's going to say I have a trunk and I don't want to open that trunk. All right. Security level low. Offline mode. Unlocked. A bit rote at this point. Sorry, I do have my phone on Do Not Disturb, but I had put a message out to some friends about stuff going on tonight, and so was just seeing if they got back to me, and they did, which is cool. Okay. While drafting, if you draw a drawing room floor plan, but that happens like once for each bedroom you draft after your second. Well, I've already got 1 bedroom, the spare bedroom, so each bedroom after my second this is likely to happen. Each time you find some trash while digging, well, I'd have to get a shovel, and then there's probably trash in the foundation if I do get a shovel. There typically tends to be at least 1, sometimes 2 piles of trash in the foundation. Oh, I'm going to be getting a lot of core yards. So if I can get a shovel, and with all the core yards that have dig spots, there's probably going to be a lot of trash to dig up. Yeah, but this is going to be a lot of core yards today. I've yet to see a core yard, but our gardener says we're supposed to be getting core yards. So, I like this benefit. So let's do this, because then that way, if we do, this may or may not trigger, but here's my reasoning. Is if we have at least a couple dig spots in the foundation, right? And if we do get core yards today, which Blessed and the Gardener says we're supposed to be getting 8 additional core yards added to the pool today, right? Those will all have dig spots. Other green rooms have dig spots, right? And so if I can get a shovel, shovel's not been at the commissary the last couple times I've drafted the commissary, so we're due to have. So when I draft the commissary today, we're due to have it. Like it should be in there today, statistically, because it wasn't there the last few times, right? So it should be cycled back around again to being available. Or just sometimes it's just a shovel is just sticking in the ground in a core yard, right? It would just be like, oh look, you get a shovel also. But anyway, presuming we can get a shovel, then when we dig up trash, it won't be oh, that was a waste of time. It will be we get a key, a gem, or a die. So then that way every dig spot becomes a valuable spot. It will either already have key, already have coins, right? Or it will be trash, in which case we'll get a random benefit. So then this experiment means that if we get a shovel, every dig spot becomes worthwhile to dig up without any disappointments. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Okay? Make sense? All right. Alrighty. I want to go here before I go here. Higher ranks require more resources. Lower ranks typically give more resources, is the thinking. This would give resources. It does dead end. Now, I can get to here and here from these doorways. So dead ending here is not the end of the world. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and dead end here because I can get here and here. And from here, I might be able to get to here, right? So I'll go ahead and do the storeroom because it's not in a bad place at all. I'm just, where are these extra core yards, right? Because Blessing of the Gardener, add 8 courtyards to your draft pool. So they should be coming up. They haven't. So come on, Blessing of the Gardener, do your job. And courtyards have like 3 doorways. They're like the security room where they have the 3 doorways. So I want to draft these courtyards, right? I want to see them, especially if I can get the observatory and get flowers and stuff. All right, let's. Do I go up from here, or do I spend the steps to come back down over here? I will go up here. I might not go up to well, we'll see. I might want to circle back around into this. So I'll go ahead and go up still. I've got 3 keys, 2 gems. Pantry's not bad. Garage would dead end me and give me, it costs a gem, dead ends me, gives me 3 keys. If I was desperate for keys, like if I needed a lot of keys, knew I needed a lot of keys today, that might be worthwhile. But I don't really want to close off this whole side of the house, right? So I don't have a reroll die. So this is a dead end. This is a dead end. This is my not dead end. choice. Okay. Whenever you draw a dovecote while drafting, you may rotate floor plans. We have yet to go into the dovecote, but it would dead end me. It's a room we have yet to explore. Oh, okay. This is way that okay. I was wondering if this meant when we added this to the draft pool right. I wondered if this was interpreted whenever we draft this room for the whole rest of the day we can rotate floor plans. But no, it looks like whenever this is in the selection, whenever this room is in the selection of 3, now we can rotate floor plans. So rumpus room, 8 coins, we could get our fortune, but it would dead end us, right? And it costs a gem. Parlor gives us 2 gems and gives me a doorway up. So I'm going to do the parlor, and I don't need to rotate it. Or I could rotate the dovecote and explore the dovecote and see if it's new. The problem is if I rotate floor plans right now, the parlor will no longer be in the position I want it to be in, right? Is this unlimited rotations? I'm going to test this because I don't know. So I'm going to test this. Okay, so now the dovecote points up, the parlor points down, but this is unlimited rotation. So I can rotate back again. But I've yet to go into the dovecote, so it's a new room to explore. So it might have a clue to something, who knows? So I'm going to do the dovecote. Just because, and it's got dig spots. Okay, good to know. So let me write notes. Okay. At the very least, at the end of the day, when it gives us our statistics, it'll be like, hey, you drafted 1 new room that you hadn't previously drafted, right? I'm not seeing any clue information. I doubt there's just something in one of these random pigeonholes or dove holes. Excuse me, not pigeonholes. These are doves, right? Oh, wait a minute. There is something in one of the random. I was like, I doubt there's something in one of these random dove holes, and yet there is something in one of the random dove holes right here. I was about ready to miss all this. Alrighty, we're gonna be adding some more notes. So, all right. Dated 9/1/74. Dear Mother, if you are reading this, that means Junie made it home safely. Imagine he's going to be quite tired after such a long flight. Junior's probably, I guess, the dove. So make sure he gets some treats and rest. School is going well, though I do miss you terribly. Unfortunately, even though the dean gave me permission to keep my birds here on campus, I'm afraid it's getting a bit too cold for them as the semester marches on, so I've made the decision to send them all home before the winter months arrive. All that to say, expect some more letters soon. Dotingly, Mary. So this is Mary Jones to her mother, 9/28/74. Dearest Mother, this should be the 5th letter you've received from me this month. Though I know statistically it is very unlikely that every single member of my flock has found their way home. And please, please don't tell me if they didn't arrive. It's going to be hard enough now that I'm truly on my own. In other news, my classes have been engaging and I'm slowly making friends, so please ignore the dramatic despair of my previous letter. Things are indeed looking brighter, but I still maintain that 3 years is too long a time to be away from home. Okay. No, I want to go next. Okay, there we go. Herbert, thank you so much for your gift of the wedding doves, whom I, of course, recognized immediately. And yes, I got the hint. So here's your letter. I know it's long, long overdue. The Mahu life, the something life suits me, I think. Not that I didn't love Mount Holly, of course, but after years of being confined in a tiny dormitory, the small place Daniel and I have picked out in Reddington feels more like a stately manor. Once we've finished unpacking and setting everything up, I'll insist on you making an exception to your recluse lifestyle to come share a meal and admire our somewhat less impressive but much more personal view of the town. Thanks again for the card, Mary. Okay. We are returning east and should arrive on Tuesday. If coast is not clear, lower the SD to warn us. Ominous. But that's the 8. Is it SD or 8D? I can't tell from her handwriting if that's an S or an 8. It looks like one of her S's because from should, her S on should, and her S on east and Tuesday. Yeah, so it's SD. Lower the SD to warn us. Okay. The coast is not clear. Got it. Okay. Cool. All right, let's do a little closer look because I was about to miss one box, so let's not miss anything else. That's a dove. That's another dove. I'm not seeing more boxes or letters or things. Okay, I think I found the only thing to find. I'm not going to go through this doorway just yet. This doorway right here. I'm going to backtrack and do all of this. Because I might be able to connect up to the foundation, go over here, and then, and stuff. So, I'm still at 63 steps, so yeah, I'm just gonna go back around this way. You might think it's a mistake for me to waste steps to backtrack when I could have just proceeded on until I ran out of, places to go. But it's a decision I'm making. I want to gather as much resources down here before I go to the higher tiers. I don't want to have to be worrying about, not like if I if I'd opened that door and it had given me a really good room I wanted, but it cost 3 gems and I've only got 2 gems right now, then I'd be kicking myself. That's the thing, right? There are rooms that like require 3, 4, 5 gems, right? And they can have good benefits, but if I don't have those gems. So speaking of gems, what I can do is I can just do a wine cellar right now. I could also do a commissary, but I'm going to do the wine cellar, hoping that the commissary comes up again. I could do a den, which gives me a gem and gives me a doorway here, but I don't need a doorway here because I have this doorway to here, right? So I'm going to do a wine cellar because if I'm going to dead end, this is a place to dead end, get my 3 gems, and be happy about it. Boom. Make sure there's nothing else, no key or anything else hanging out here. We've seen this crest before, so this is the whole. Yeah, we've seen this crest before. I don't know if this reveals a safe somewhere. Does this reveal a safe somewhere? That would be a question. Is this a room with a? Because this looks like it could be like this could be a date, right? And I mean it is a date, but but this looks like it could have like a safe open up and have a safe behind it or something. So I'm going to spend another moment here seeing if I can trigger a safe or something or something to that effect. What is this glass panel here for? Right? Like these are empty and this is like a glass panel. I understand a glass panel like this where you have, bottles behind it, but there doesn't seem to be anything behind that one. And it's not tall, so it'd have to be like something laying down. But ones laying down seem to poke out, right? Because it doesn't seem to be deep enough for a bottle to lay down and not poke out. So that glass panel doesn't make sense to me. But there's another one of them right here. Alrighty, I might be being just paranoid. Nothing here seems to be interactable. I will leave it for now. Okay. I will go ahead and do this doorway. Here's a courtyard. We want courtyards. I'd like to be able to spin it, but it is what it is. Dead end, effectively dead end. So we'll do this courtyard. Has a trunk. I do not have a sledgehammer. I do not have a shovel. It has this doorway. with another courtyard, but it's going to keep us from going up. We don't have the option of going up, so we'll do the next courtyard. Okay. I need to get the commissary and get things. I'm going to come over here and draft because of room orientation reasons. Opening those trunks, the trunks might have keys, but I'd rather get a sledgehammer. Oh, shoot. Wow. Look at me. I'm back to like doorway. Bedroom or kitchen? Kitchen would cost me a gem. I could buy food, which means I could buy steps, but that's not a thing I need to do at the moment. Bedroom's only beneficial if I get something that triggers on bedroom. But effectively, because this wraps around to here, and this wraps around to here, effectively they're like dead ends because effectively I don't, this doorway doesn't help me. So I could just take the quest bedroom, which is 10 extra steps, right? So it doesn't cost me a gem to do. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do the quest bedroom. Then I'll come back around here and hope for some choice that will let me go up, right? I don't have any reroll die. All right, we can get a gem also, so 10 extra steps and we got a gem. Here's the thing. I could, oh, there's not a trunk in this one. Oh, but there is a metal detector. Duh. Look around. Look around. I didn't pass by a shovel in the other one, did I? There was a trunk, but was there a shovel? No, there's a trunk in the other one. There was not a trunk in this one, but there was a metal detector. Okay, good to know. It's not always a trunk. It's some worthwhile item, but it's not always a trunk. Okay. So metal detector is good. Commissary points down. So I can't, parlor, it points down. I have to do the drawing room just so I have an option to go up. But I'll get my gem back. So that's not bad. Is there an extra coin or key somewhere? I mean, the metal detector went off for a reason, so. Pick up that gem. But that's not what's setting the metal detector off. What's setting the metal detector off? Oh, 2 coins right there. All right. So we're going to do this one first, and it can be it's going to be a dead end room no matter what I do. And this closet's not off of a bedroom, but it is still 2 items. Planetarium, if we end our day there, we gain 2 stars. Oh, I can redraw. I can redraw. What would the 2 items be? There might be reroll die. Might be access card, right? Okay, we're only getting 2 items rather than 4, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. 2 items is better than nothing. It's a sleepy mask, which will help us get steps, and a reroll die, which is good. It's not an access card, though. I maybe should have redrawn there, you know, but I didn't. All right, so let's... I could do Parlor, get more gems, but Parlor's likely to come up again. I'm going to do Commissary because I'm hoping for a shovel, sledgehammer, stuff like that. Shovel. Perfect. All right. Magnifying glass. We might... I don't think there was anything I needed to magnify in the Dovecote, but if we get back that way, which there's a door off the Dovecote. So when I go back to the Dovecote, which I probably will do, I'll use the magnifying glass on those notes. Definitely buy a set of 4 gems. Buy a shovel. With my remaining coins, do I keep those coins or do I buy more gems? I have 7 gems at the moment. The commissary is here. I can come back and buy more gems if I need to. So I won't spend the money on those gems right now, because I am still hoping for an observatory, which will add flowers to my courtyards, right? It might not add flowers to existing courtyards or existing green rooms, but we'll find out if I get it, you know, the observatory. So before I get too far away, I know there's dig spots here, but I'm not going to go all the way back this far. But I am going to come over here and do the trunk. I'm going to dig up those spots because it will give me random benefits, right? Oh, some extra coins. Yeah, see, there's no way to connect back from here over to any of these rooms, so I'm going to backtrack right now because it will cost me less steps to backtrack now than it will to backtrack later. So we're going to dig up the spots now that we have a shovel, because even if it's trash, okay, it's a coin. I actually kind of want trash because I think the random trash benefit's better. Ah, no trash. It knows I want trash because I want like extra keys and stuff. Come back over here. I will spend a key on the trunk. Turnip. Be trash. Come on. I mean, normally I don't want trash, but... Okay, there's trash. So it gave me extra... something. Yeah, I think it gave me an extra gem. Okay, cool. All right. I've got 3 keys. I'm going to spend a key on this trunk. Hope there are keys inside. There is a key inside, so that pays for it. The reason why I came back and decided to do the trunk is because I know I'm not getting a I pretty much know I'm not getting a sledgehammer because it wasn't available to buy at the commissary. It wasn't in the bedroom closet. If I get a workshop, it might give me it often gives me a sledgehammer, but I've yet to see a workshop, right? So I was just like, I'll just go ahead before I get too far away and spend a key on that trunk. And it gave me the key back, so that's fine. That works. With a sledgehammer, it would have been better because I would have been net a key rather than even on key, but it's fine. That works. Oh, if I go over here, I get 5 steps. Come over here and get 5 steps. I will hold off on that. I should have made that decision before coming back into this room here. Because if I was here, then it would be 1, 2, plus 5, 3, 4. Yeah, at this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus. At this point, it's not worth it. But if I come back this way, I need to remember to use the sleeping mask. Like if I have to come all the way back around to the Dovecote room, then I'll duck in and do, we'll have to come through the entrance hall to do that. I'll duck in, come over here, and, pick up steps along the way, right? But I'm hoping to get into here from the top. I'm hoping to get in over this way and not have to circle back around. Okay. That ends me. No. Courtyard and corridor basically go the same places, but courtyard is better. So we're going to do courtyard. It's not letting me go up, so I will need to connect to the foundation. I have a reroll. Sledgehammer. So now I have a sledgehammer for trunks. But I've already used that key on that one trunk. Okay, so we're going to come over here. We're going to dig this up. I don't need to wait until I have a metal detector and a shovel, but I don't need to wait until I have a workshop and combine it into a detector shovel because actually trash like this triggers my experiment, and so it's worthwhile. So I don't really need to wait to dig up anything at this point. So we dug up both the spots. I need something that bends this way. No. Shoot. I want the observatory. I like the observatory. But I need to connect to the foundation. I wish I could rotate right now, and I can't. Redraw. And I still can't. Fuck. Excuse me. Excuse my language. I mean, I'll go get the 2 gems, but then have to walk all the way back around, and this is my one doorway. That sucks. Ah, shit. Okay. I should have, if I'd known this was going to be the case, I would have just done the observatory, to be honest. All right, so we're going to do parlor. Still gives the 3 boxes, so we can still get gems from those. I'm glad I didn't do the hovel today, because I'm getting a lot of gems. The box next to this box contains gems. That's true or false. The box next to this box is true. That's true or false. But if this contains gems, both of these are true, and therefore this would have to be false. The box next to this box is false. Well, here's the problem. If this box is true, oh, it says a box next to this box is true. Well, this one says the box next to this box is false. So this has to be true. Because here's the logic. Let's presume that this is true. The box next to this box is false. So that means that this is false. Well, then a box next to this box is true. If that's a false statement, then both of those other boxes have to be false. But we just said that this is on the presumption that this is true. So therefore, if this is true, this can't be false. But therefore, this can't be true. This cannot be true. So therefore, this is false. So therefore, this can't be true. So therefore, this is false. So the box next to this one is true. This says that box next to this box is true. Well, we know this one's false. So it has to be that this one is true. And this is a new puzzle. So it's still giving me new riddles. It's just, I've already got the trophy. Box next to this box contains the gems. So this is the one with the gems. Boom, boom. Nothing else to collect in this room. Alrighty. It might be another short day. I mean, I've got 11 gems, 3 keys, 54 steps, 32 coins. I've got resources, but I've got 1 doorway. That's the problem. So we are having to backtrack. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to pop into here for some extra steps, then go over here, get my extra steps, come over here. I don't have any more reroll die. I don't have any more trunk to open other than the cursed one. Right. Get the 5 steps. Nothing else was populated in here. Okay. Go over here. Ah, darn. It was so unfortunate to just, yeah, I can't dig up the foundation because I can't get into the foundation unless I get into it from the, another side. I can't go outside. If I get an access card, what I could do, if I can find an access card, then what I could do is I could go outside, go to the underground, go to the basement, I mean, then summon the elevator, and then come back up to the foundation and then start building off of these doorways. But I'd have to get an access card in order to do that. Or a utility closet that would basically let me turn off the power and then still summon the elevator, blah, blah, blah. Before I leave, let me check my house inventory. It should say one trunk, and that's the cursed coffers, which I don't want to mess with. Okay, I'm gonna look at these notes with the magnifying glass. I don't think there was anything. Yada, yada, yada. Yep, okay. All right. This is our one doorway, and we have no rerolls. I have to use a key. I do not have a lockpick kit. We are going to do the chapel. Yes, it will cost me a coin. No, I do not care. It gives me doorway. It gives me multiple doorways. Boudoir gives me one doorway. Chapel gives me two doorways. That matters. And it cost me a coin, but there's a couple coins to be picked up. So it netted me a coin. But, oh, and here's a gem. I'm getting gems all over the place. Alrighty. We are going to go, I guess, if this room bends up, do I want to go up? I'm going to try going this way first because I want to connect to the foundation if at all possible. Okay. This is good. I mean, office would connect me to the foundation and it'd spread coins throughout the house and cost me one gem total, but I've got plenty of gems. Corridor would take me over here, but corridor connects me to the foundation, but it also gives me a doorway over here, which office won't do. So we want corridor, and it's more dig spots. And it's a trunk. And we can bust open this trunk with our sledgehammer. Man, we're just getting lots of gems. We can... The problem is we have so many courtyards added to our draft pool that we might not see a bunch of other special rooms. That might be all courtyards instead of, some of the other special rooms. They cost gems, but whatever we need to draft, we have enough gems. We might not have enough keys eventually, but we have enough gems. Okay, I'm going to go dig up these dig spots. Lots of gems. I might have to at some point do a laundry and convert gems into keys. But now I'm going to do this doorway over here. So far we're still full up. So if I can, fill up here and fill up here, where we don't have any gaps. So we're still, in the potential for filling out the room. We're filling out the house today. It's not necessarily my main goal for the day, but, it's nice to have the option. Mount Holly gift shop. That's good if I can get 110 coins. Otherwise, for the plushie costs 110 coins. Or if I can get a coupon, or I can trigger a sale via the observatory or something like that. But if those things aren't likely, then it's just a doorway over to here. The rumpus room is just a doorway over here. The passage is a doorway over here. The passage lets me pick a room of the color that I want, right? Do I need a specific color room today? Like, is there something specific I won't need? If I was hurting for steps, which I am not, I would be like, oh, I could pick a purple room. But what I don't, bedrooms can often be dead ends, right? Half the bedrooms are all dead ends. The rumpus room we're going to do, because I like getting the fortune. It gives us more coins. The gift shop is better if I draft it in a position where this extra doorway can actually be utilized, right? So we'll hold off, right? Plus, I just might not get enough coins for the gift shop to matter, right? So the rumpus room we know is beneficial. Everything else is like, potentially. This is a black bishop. I have it down in my notes that I should have it in my notes that rumpus room is black bishop. Yeah, I do. Okay. Metal detector saying there's 8 coins to be picked up. We knew that. All right, let's get our fortune.
And as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. Faintly in the mist, I see a figure. A statue cradled in a courtyard of sentinel stone. You will find yourself one day wandering these paths, walking in the footsteps of the past, wandering and waiting, searching for a shadow that will never be cast, longing for the day to end, the hours to pass. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Cool. So I tried to write down that vision as much notes about that vision as much as I could, but I'm glad I am recording right now because I'll need to rewatch, and to get maybe all the details out of that vision, out of that fortune. But regardless, now we're back to, we have a doorway here and we need it to go up, right? And we don't have a reroll die. But it is what it is. Dining room goes up. And we want a dining room anyway. So yeah, we're going to do dining room. And it has something extra for us, coins or key somewhere maybe. Not sure where. We're gonna eat our lunchbox. Well, take our lunchbox. Was the metal detector just detecting the lunchbox? I pick up the lunchbox and the metal detector is no longer going off. Okay, maybe the metal detector was detecting our lunchbox. Weird. Okay. I'm not seeing coins or key or anything. And the metal detector is no longer going off, so. Anyway, okay, doorway. Office. Bedroom. Gymnasium costs us steps, but it does give us a doorway here and here. We can get to here from this courtyard. So getting to here is not super critical. But proceeding up is. Well, the office would also spread coins. It would cost 2 gems, but I'd get a gem back. But it'd spread coins throughout the house. But the house, that's a lot of rooms to go through to pick up those coins. Um, I'm not guaranteed that this room here, from either doorway, from this doorway or this doorway, it might be a bend down or a straight through or a dead end. It might not go up. So I need to guarantee my ability to go up. So I'm going to do the gymnasium. I'm not going to step into it because I'm going to come over here and see if this will go up instead. So I'm not going to just spend 2 steps if I don't need to, but I have the option now. The gymnasium exists. Oh, well, shoot. I can't go up without an access card. It's a security door. So that's not even an option. So there's no reason to go in here to go to this doorway when I can go to here from this doorway. I will need a utility closet or an access card. Ugh. We are on this rank, so we ate our lunch. Observatory I like, but that would basically dead end. Freezer would freeze our 14 gems and 43 coin, which I don't want to do just yet. I'd do the freezer if I knew I was going to get a furnace on the same side of the house, but I don't know that. So I'm going to do a pool because it gives me this doorway up, right? And if I get a pump room, then I can just... So these trunks I can't get to at the moment. The trunks exist because I bought the swim trunks from the gift shop. So play on words. They're swim trunks, swim trunks. But I can't access them until I drain the pool. But I can drain the pool if I get a pump room, which I can get now that I have a pool. Pump room will be an option at some point probably. Because I can fill up the reservoir, right, in theory. This requires an access card. Shoot. Access card. So it's not letting me go up. I need a utility closet. So now this is my one doorway. If this doesn't work, then I'm screwed. So... See, I think it's sometimes... I realize it's just maybe unlucky, but it seems unfair to just be like, oh, well, access card or security door. We're not going to give you an access card. We're not going to give you a utility closet. We're going to give you a security door. Oh, okay, well, just come over here. Security door again. And it's like, people, I don't have that many options. So I can do the office, which will let me go up. It cost me 1 gem total. But it does spread gold throughout the house. Conference room doesn't cost a gem. Anything that's spread here on out will go... This would just dead end me in my day, so we're not doing this. This... I'm going to do the office... just because spreading this will gather spread stuff, but it doesn't mean that anything's going to be spread later today. This at least is spreading coins that I could go round up with enough steps, right? And they both give me a doorway up. Now, if this is an access card doorway up, I might be screwed. Okay, so... I spent 2 gems. They give me a gem back. That's fine. I've got 12 gems. I'm okay with my gem count at the moment. There's nothing really I need to do remote terminal wise. Oh, I need to spread coins. That's what I need to use the computer for. You know, I've already run payroll this week. Fine, fine, fine. Spread gold throughout. Spread gold in the States. Spread gold now. Okay. Return menu. Exit. Okay. So coins will be spread, and I've got a metal detector, so. This is not an access card door, so that's good news. Garage would end my day. I mean, it'd give me 3 keys, but it would effectively be a dead end. Maid's Chamber and Boudoir both lead to the same place. Boudoir gives me at least a gem because I've opened that safe, so we're going to do the Boudoir. And it doesn't have the penalty of the Maid's Chamber means I find less items. Well, I need to find items, so let's. So obviously we're doing the Boudoir. Not an access card door. It does use a key. Trophy room would be nice, but the problem is I'd get extra gems, but it doesn't give me, but it would end my day. Walk-in closet might, emphasis on might, have an access card, but if it doesn't, I'm just screwed, right? So I'm going to do, well, here's the thing. If I do corridor, this could be, no, corridor is always unlocked. So this is unlocked. So this would be an unlocked door. Okay, so we're going to do corridor and hope for something with branching doorways. The walk-in closet might have given me an access card. It's just I have no way of controlling that. I have no way of knowing. We're going to do the observatory and hope that this is not a security door. It is not a security door. Okay, that's good. Let's see what this is. Pair of chests. Farmer's apple. Or apples are more delicious. Extra steps. Rooms with 4 doors are more common today. A key. Nice. More gems. I got plenty of gems. Okay. Make sure there's not just an access card just sitting around. Okay. Use a key. I'm going to do the Great Hall. For reasons. Okay. This doorway has metal behind it. Coins are key. This doorway has metal behind it. Coins are key. There are trunks in the entrance hall that I can go smash with my sledgehammer. which might have additional keys. What I'm hoping is that there will be a key behind, be multiple keys behind one of these doors. Well, this had metal detector. Not sure what that's about. Rotunda can rotate. 3 gems, but we're going to do it because that will give me... Item-wise, I know what these combine up to, so I don't think any of these are going to combine up into my missing item. And I don't need a detector shovel today. I don't need to combine any of the items I presently have, is my point. So I don't necessarily need a workshop, but this lets me have basically doorways on all these directions. We're going to do the rotunda. And that's great. I'm not going to walk in there just yet. I really thought the metal detector went off. Okay, maybe it was just detecting this doorway. All right, replacement key, gem and coins. Okay. What I want is I want an access card, and it might be behind one of these doors. But if there's an access card behind one of these doors, metal detector won't go off. I've got 55 steps. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the entrance hall and open those trunks because they might have keys, they might have an access card, they might have reroll die. So I'm going to do that before I go use the rotunda. This is a nail biter. There's so many ways I've got one key. There's so many ways this day can go wrong, right? Also, this will take me through rooms that might have coins because I've done the office, which will have spread coins, so. Yes, the chapel will cost me a coin. Apparently coins were not spread to the chapel. That's fine. We need to go to the dovecote. Oh, I need to dig these up. I forgot to dig these up. I might get a key by digging these up. Nope, coins. My metal detector should tell me if I'm passing through a room that had coins spread to it. Okay, well, the office said it was going to spread coins, but I'm not seeing those spread coins. Oh, there we go. There are some spread coins. There potentially could be spread coins in the wine cellar, but I'm not going to waste the steps checking. All right. Gems. I don't need gems. I need keys. Give me keys. Reroll die. But no keys. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. No keys, no access card. Quest bedroom already had like an extra gem, so it doesn't have an access card that I missed. Oh, I can check security office on my way back. It'll tell me whether I've missed anything. I should have done that while I passed through this. But I'm going to stop wasting. I'm going to stop wasting steps. I'm going to go back. Yeah, whenever going through the security room, don't be me. Stop and check your inventory. It's always worthwhile to check your state inventory. So there's a gem and 15 coins and 3 trunks. So there's 3 trunks that I have missed. So there's 2 somewhere. There's 2 trunks somewhere. Oh, they're in the pool. There's 2 trunks in the pool. Yes, and there's a gem somewhere that I have missed. And then there's coins spread in rooms that I elsewhere, like over here or something. Right? Okay. Those trunks might have keys, but I won't get those trunks until I can get a pump room. All right. So now we're going to go back to the rotunda. Why am I wasting steps going in the spare bedroom? We need to go to the pantry. Okay. Back through here, losing another coin. That's fine. Coins are not my issue at the moment. I need an access card or a utility closet. Okay. I have 1 key remaining. I could use it on one of these doors. Like I could use it on this door here, and I would get a room here. But let's see if the rotunda will let me have rooms without spending keys. Okay. Passageway, many doorways. Cloister, many doorways, plus some dig spots. I'm going to take the cloister because I'm hoping the dig spots will give me keys. I have 2 reroll die, I have to remember. And now I've triggered the dining room so I could get a meal. Okay, so I've got to face her, then facing her. Well, facing the statue. Why is it not working? Oh. Facing her. There we go. Dig. Trash is giving me gems. I want trash to give me keys. It's supposed to be random. Give me reroll die. I wanted keys. Okay. From here, that's an access card door. What is this? Courtyard gives me more dig spots. To potentially find. Will a conference room just randomly have an access card in it? I could redraw and look for like a utility closet, right? I'm going to do the courtyard. Trunk. car keys and a gem. I need regular keys or access card. Okay. Come on, I need keys. Freaking give me keys. Den gives me a gem. This will give me steps. Clock tower. I will do the den. What's my steps like? Because I have to basically, well, maybe I can get through here to the dining room. We'll see. Gem. I'm not seeing a trunk. I'm not seeing a access card. This would be my last key. Ah. I don't. Okay. From here, can I get to the dining room? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus another 2, 15. Yes, but then it's going to give me 20 steps, and then it takes most of those steps just to get back. Shoot. Not gonna use my key right there. Not yet, at least. I'm gonna try this doorway and hope that it's not locked. Okay. Walk-in closet. Absolutely. I mean, I could do pump room and pump out the pool, but the walk-in closet might actually give me an access card. And it's not. I can already tell. No access card. Shit. I mean, it gives me... It did give me a key. And another key. So I got a couple keys out of it. It did not, however, give me the all-important access card. Okay. So I believe this was an access card doorway, if I recall. I'm going to see if I can just peek in the room. That's a regular door, so I think this is a regular door, so this is an access card door. So given that I have 3 keys, I'm going to come over here and open up some of these other doors looking for more key. Well, metal detector tells me there aren't more keys, but looking for an access card. But while I'm in the rotunda, I'm going to rotate it around and just see what this room is. Okay. So yes, this requires an access card. I put the security level on low. This is what the game considers low. Security door, security door, security door. Yeah, that's low. Thank you so much for low. Right? Let me see. Where does this door go? I'm not going to use a key on it at the moment. I already got the commissary. There was not a lockpick kit set. So we're going to go back to the rotunda. And now I'm going to spin it. And I'm going to spin it again. All right. And then because I'm in the rotunda, I can spin whatever floor plan this might be, but honestly, well, maybe if it elbows this way, if it elbows from here to here, or it goes straight through, either way kind of works for me. Because it gives me a shorter path to the dining room. Well, straight through would give me a shorter path to the dining room. Elbowing over here might mean that I can draft a room here without using a key here or an access card here. It might. Emphasis on the might. I do have reroll die as well. Is this door locked? It is not. Okay. 2 gems for a passageway. Yeah, we're going to do 2 gems for a passageway. I could get more gems from the trophy room, and I could rotate it potentially around and go this way, but I want to get over here, and I want to get over here. So yeah, it opened that security door for me, so I can get to the pool. Okay. Laundry room. I could trade my gems for keys. Use a bunch of keys, trade them back. Yeah. I can do that, right? I'm going to draft the laundry room. This would give me 5 extra steps, but I'm going to come here to the dining room, or I'm going to come some direction to the dining room, right? To eat my meal. This will solve my key situation in a roundabout way. So I'm going to draft this. And what that does, I'm not going to walk into it yet, but what that does is that makes this doorway, which was an access card doorway, irrelevant. Makes this doorway, which was a key doorway, irrelevant. What I can do after I get some more steps, I'll come back, duck in the laundry room, exchange my keys, spend some money to exchange my keys and my gems. So I have a shit ton of keys. Then I can come over here, open up all these doorways, throw the lever for the antechamber, here. Maybe behind one of those doorways would be an access card, right? But at least we'll have keys, and then I can open doorways that require keys, like here or maybe over here or here, and hope for like a utility closet or something, or whatever, right? With a bunch of keys, we should be able to do some things. So I'm going to come to the pool. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I can't get from the pool to the gymnasium. No, it has to be this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go here. Go in the courtyard. And then we're turning. And then we're going to go to the foundation, and we're going to go through the rumpus room to the dining. Eat the meal. Extra 10 if I have a furnace. I'm not going to wait until I get a furnace. So we're going to take the extra 20. Okay. Okay. Now, we have no reason to go in the gymnasium. We haven't stepped foot in the gymnasium yet, and we have no reason to do so. Because even if there's coins, well, I doubt there's an access card in the gymnasium. If there is, egg on my face. But these doorways don't go anywhere. Not likely to have a trunk, so forth and so on, right? Because we went to the security after we drafted the gymnasium, and it didn't say anything about a security, a key card that we were missing. So it wasn't in rooms that existed at the time when we checked our inventory. So there's not a key card in here. Okay. So we're going to go back to the rotunda. Well, from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, we're going to go back this way to the Great Hall. So back through the rumpus room. Back to the courtyard. Back to the pool. Sorry, I'm just making sure I ain't missing any messages. My phone's on Do Not Disturb, so it won't notify me, but I do need to check periodically. Back from the pool to the passageway. From the passageway, let's not forget I need to duck into the laundry. We don't want to swap gems and coins, or keys and coins. We want to swap gems and keys. Okay, so I have a bunch of keys now and few gems, but I can swap back. What I want to do is I want to open these doorways here that won't draft a room. I don't want to draft a room because I don't want to draft a room with only 3 gems. I want to swap them back before I draft rooms. What I want to do is find an access card or something like that, right? Or more gems, right? That's what I want to do. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to go to Great Hall. And I don't want to open this door. So I'm going to open both of these doors. This was nothing, but we didn't know that it was going to be nothing. So there's a gem. And when we do the swap back, see, we'll throw this lever, because we might as well. And then we will open this door. It's nothing. This door will lead to this option here. So before I do that, so now I will go back here, swap my gems and my keys back so that I have 10 gems and 4 keys. Okay. Yes, I realize I'm using steps, but I can, like, maybe do a bedroom or a kitchen and get more steps, you know, before I completely run out, in theory. Oh, I spun it. I probably didn't need to spin it. Why am I spinning it? It's probably started out correct. It probably started out going here to here, and I'm spinning it for no good reason. But it doesn't cost me steps to spin it, so it's just wasting your time is all it's doing. And, you know, wasting your time is fine, right? Okay. Yeah, so we're going to go here. We're not going to go to the pool. We're going to just go to the laundry room. We want to swap back so that we have 10 gems and 4 keys. So what I managed to do is open most of those doors in the Great Hall. We didn't really get anything from it other than another gem. But now we know there's not an access card to be had in the Great Hall, right? We exhausted that possibility. And we're going to end up with, now we have 4 keys instead of previously we had 3 keys. We had 3 keys and a lot more gems than we do now, but we had too many gems. Like we had more than enough gems. So now we go back to the rotunda. We're going to go, I'll go Great Hall before I go Cloister. Yeah, I'll go Great Hall this way first. So do I need to spin it? Yes, I need to spin it. Alrighty. Okay. So now I'm prepared to draft this room. I don't want to lose half my steps. Aquarium gets me here. Secret passage gets me here. I've got to... this is not a security door. It will probably require a key, but it does get me here. This requires a key and gets me here. So either one of these will get me here, and I'll probably just do this one, right? I don't need to go to the cloister to come up here to go here. So getting up here is less important than getting over here. So we're going to do the secret passage. I could use a reroll, but I'm not going to. Now, what do I want? Well, I'm at 18 steps. I don't necessarily need a whole lot more steps. It just depends upon what I'm doing. A hallway would give me options to get up over here, maybe. So I'm leaning hallway. If I did green, that might also give me options to get up here and give me dig spots. If I did gold, I could end up with a kitchen, I could end up with a locksmith, I could end up with a showroom. I can't really afford a showroom or a gift shop at this point. I don't have enough coin for that, or enough, you know. Sometimes I say gold, sometimes I say coins, it's the same difference. I've triggered the experiment 5 times. My radiation levels should be increased. And so at some point, won't all the doors unlock? Isn't that what we were promised by the shelter? Is that if radiation levels get up to 12 from 0.0, whatever it starts at, 0.05 or 0.09 or whatever, it gets up to 12, 0.06 sometimes. If it gets up to 12, then all doors unlock. Well, how many times do we have to trigger this experiment before that happens, right? So on the hope that a green room will give me a doorway up here just like a hallway would, and we have no such guarantee with the gold room. Let's look at some of my bedrooms. This, if it doesn't let me rotate it, well, it would have to let me rotate it. So if I'm coming in this way, if it comes this way, then this would be down. If it comes this way, this would be up. So this could be down or up. We've already done the boudoir. And the rest are all dead ends. So we don't want to do a purple room because we're likely to dead end. Even though it might give us some steps, we're likely to dead end. So we're not going to do a purple room. Green rooms. This could effectively be a dead end. This, we haven't done 8 total courtyards, so this is likely to come up. And if it's this direction, then it's effectively a dead end because it won't let us go up. We've already done Cloister. Secret Garden won't let us go up. Dead end. This, again, could be pointing down or up, depending upon how it rotates it for us. This would be a dead end. Ooh, that's tricky. It's like half and half. Shops. We've already got the commissary, the laundry room. Bookshop could be down or up, depending upon how it's rotated. Showroom would be effectively a dead end. This could be a dead end if it's like this direction. This could be down or up. So it's like less good odds on a gold room. But if it was a kitchen, then I could buy more steps. But if it's not a kitchen, then there's really no gold room I want other than like a kitchen. Even a locksmith, even though it would sell me keys, would dead end me. So I don't necessarily want a locksmith at this point. And a bookshop, even if it was the correct direction, would be a waste. So really so it's either, and then see hallways, every hallway other than a corridor. So even if it gave me corridor as one option, the other options it gives me would all be good options. Hallway would guarantee that I could get up. Green room might give me dig spots and a way up. Might not give me a way up. Because what we're looking at is I need to go from here to here. I'm going to chance it with a green room. Well, hallway, one specific hallway type gives me a guaranteed key. Regular hallway. The regular hallway could basically not give me a doorway up, right? Depending upon if they rotate it for me or not. But if they choose not to rotate it for me, it's just going to go and down. And so I'm going to take my chances on the green room. Okay, aquarium gives me the doorway up. The other two are dead end, so we're going to do the aquarium. I could do a redraw here. But I think aquarium's fine because it counts as a purple room also, so we should get some extra steps from it. Yeah, so let's do the aquarium. Gives us a key, awesome. Gives us a dig spot, right? And it gave us extra steps because it also counted as a purple room. And it rotated it in a direction that's useful for us. And we'll use a key. Okay. Pump room. We're going to do the pump room. Reason being, it doesn't give me a doorway up. Veranda would let me go straight up. But what the pump room will do for me is it will let me pump out the pool. Yeah. And we need to pump out the pool. Mail room will request a package, but it will dead end and it will request a package for a following day. It won't give me a package today. So there's no, like, if this was give me a package today and that package might have an access card, I could consider it. But we're going to do pump room. This might mean I end up not doing this room over here. Right? Probably something was going to probably stymie me and prevent me from doing the fully complete mansion today. So I can't really greater chance of finding items in green rooms, but there's very few green rooms left to draft. And this is, and from here, I'm not guaranteed to be able to get over to here. So let's do the pump room. We know the pump room is useful to us. The others are conditionally useful. Okay. So basically what I want to do is I just want to fill the reservoir, right? So the reservoir is number 2. Just that pump there. 2. I don't need the reservoir anymore, so I can fill it back up again and empty the pool. And then the pool is 6. So that's going to be, we're going to put that on fill tank. And this lever's on fill reservoir, right? It's down. So now I just go back and forth. So now I just do drain pool, and then I will fill reservoir and then drain pool. I don't want to drain the fountain until I'm ready to use those coins, but the pool gets new trunks every day. So we want the pool to be emptied now that we're done with the reservoir. I'm going to go ahead and put that water into the reservoir while I'm here. I could have just left it in the tank, but there's no reason to leave it in the tank. I won't start draining the fountain yet, though, until I'm ready to use it. Okay. This gives me a doorway over to here. All right, so I've got 21 steps. So if I can get back from here, back to the Great Hall, I can, in theory, go here to the pump room and get those trunks. No longer be able to see all 3 floor plans, but it does give me a doorway up and a doorway this way. I'm not going to redraw. I'm going to redraw. I have a reroll die. Okay, I can get to here from here, so we're going to do the courtyard. For sure. Dig this up. Dig this up. Gives me a replacement key, which is good. Alrighty. So from here, what I would, okay, kitchen will let me buy steps and gives me access to this room here. So that's what we're going to do. And I cannot get this room unless I can get past the whole security door. But I can get to this room because this might require, this at most requires a key because this is not a security door. So we'll see. Okay. Do that. We'll do this. I don't think I need to. I don't think I'm using my money any other way today. Locksmith. I don't need that many more keys. I can't really afford much in the showroom, or I can't afford the gift shop. I can't afford the Dare plushie in the gift shop. But also 49 steps should be. I'm not going to spend any more money just in case I end up getting a showroom and want to buy something from it. Okay. I need a utility closet is what I need. Ooh, you know what? We're going to do the music room. Because there's the potential that the music room major key might be a sanctum key. We're going to test it out. Because we had to, might be major if drafted late in the day, right? Was the clue. So that's a regular key. And this is in fact a sanctum key. We were correct. Awesome. That is worth it. So we got a sanctum key today, and we got enough steps that we can use it. Okay, so now when I go to fill in this room, I've got 2 reroll die. I really want a utility closet. Because if I can get a utility closet and turn off the power to this security door and go through this door, it doesn't matter what the room is, that will be another trophy. I'm glad I interpreted that sanctum key clue correctly. I did not expect to get a sanctum key today, honestly. I wasn't really sure what I was going to attempt to do today. It was just going to be based upon what, fell out, what my opportunities were. And you see, if I go down there, I will definitely open up room 46. If I can fill this in just to be like fully complete, have drafted all the things. We're going to use a key. That's fine. Give me a utility closet. Come on. I would do the vault. If I could get, if this doorway was accessible to me, if this was not a security door, I would do the vault in a heartbeat, right? Because then I could like reroll for a shop and stuff, or try to get like a safety deposit key, which I do not presently have. I do not have a deposit key. But right now, just plain more money isn't going to do anything for me. So we're going to re-roll and come on, utility closet. It is not a utility closet. It is a showroom. We will do the showroom because we can at least buy a moon pendant. but means that we can't get to this. We won't get the trophy because I can't get through this doorway. No utility closet, no access card. I went through this whole house and no access card. Unless there's something I can buy in the showroom that will get me through that door. And we'll look. All right, master key opens all normal doors. Well, that's not security doors. Nope. Nope. So we're just buying. We're buying a moon pendant because we can and we should. And I can't afford anything else. We were so close, guys. We were so close, but you saw me spending reroll dice looking for a utility closet. I think I had the option. Maybe I had the option of a utility closet really early in the day, and it was just going to dead end me too soon. Maybe I just need to do it. Early in the day, if I get a utility closet, maybe I just need to do it and then and then draft around it. Like take the early dead end. When I rewatch this, I'll watch to see if I actually ever had the opportunity for utility closet and passed on it, in which case that's my bad. But you saw me go to the security room early in the day. I went boom, 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 security room. I set the security level too low, and then it still gave me access security doors. Now, if this was the only security door, fair play, because low does not mean none. But it gave me like security door, security door, security door. And it's like, come on, that's not quite low. I would call that medium. Because there are days when I don't have the security office and I don't get a security door. It just randomly no security doors all day long, which is great. I sometimes run out of keys during those days. And then there are days when it will give me, when there will be, I did the bedroom closet. No key card, right? I did the walk-in closet 4-item, or wherever it is. I know I did it. Somewhere in this house I did the walk-in closet 4 items. Yeah, right here. 4 items, none of them a key card. There have been past days when I've needed the key card and I've done the attic 8 items and none of them have been a key card, right? So it will put security doors and then give me no key card, not give me a utility closet, even on reroll dies. And then it's just like, well, then I'm just randomly effed. Excuse my language, but the game just randomly Fs me. Like, it's like, it doesn't matter how hard I work. I'm not going to get through this door, right? And like, because I didn't walk in closet try to get a key card, I don't even think I did not have, when I did this, I did not have an option to do a room that was going to give a door over here. Because if I did, I would have done that, right? So that I didn't have to go through this door, but it didn't give me that option. It only gave me like dead end options. So I picked the best of the dead end options. But it is what it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our sanctum key. So we're going to, we can't get to the antechamber because the door we unlocked at the antechamber is this door here, which we can't get to because we can't get to this room here. So we're not going to do any room antechamber. Even though I have a quest bedroom, we're not going to be able to fulfill that quest. To increase our allowance yet again, we're not going to get to room 46, blah, blah, blah. So because I'm not going to be able to get to room 46, I won't even bother like opening up room 46. Well, I'm in the sanctum. I'll open it just because there's no reason not to. But we're not going to get to room 46 today. That's fine. But we're going to use the sanctum key, right? That's going to be the big accomplishment for the day. We did all of this and we got a sanctum key right here. So Great Hall, Rotunda, passageway, pool, courtyard, foundation. 6 versus 1, 2, 3. No. Basically, we don't have the option. We have to go that way. I guess we could go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're going to go through the rotunda. The rotunda is actually a pretty cool room. It's pretty useful, as we have discovered. All right. I have a showroom with a bunch of extra steps. I might like look for extra coins in the house, but only if I had enough coins to buy out the showroom, which I won't have enough. So, because buying out the showroom's another trophy, but I won't be able to gather that many coins, so we won't bother with that, actually. Now that I think about it, because every other item from the showroom we will lose. The moon pendant will randomly pick 2 of these items. It's not likely to pick one of the expensive items from the showroom to let us keep, is what it's not likely to do. And I want my breakfast. I mean, we gotta use our sanctum key and wrap up the day. All right. And using our sanctum key is going to take us a little time because I'm going to have to guess the, I'm going to figure out the realm sigil, right? No, I don't need to rotate the room. I'm already connected to the passageway. Duh. We're just walking through. Yes, we want to go to the pool. Oh, while we're here, I'm going to bust open these trunks. Maybe there's an access card in one of these trunks. There's lockpicks. Is there an access card? Our last chance. No. There's a secret garden key. If I had done these earlier, I might have done the secret garden, been able to get into the antechamber that way, but getting the sanctum key was a better choice, so I'm kind of glad I forgot about those trunks, to be honest, because it would have derailed me. Yep, okay, so then I really don't think there's any other way to get an access card today, so we're just gonna I don't think I have any more access card Hail Marys to attempt. So we're just going to go use the sanctum key. I need food. I'm so hungry. It's actually like now an hour past my breakfast. This game day has gone on longer than I anticipated. Not complaining because we were accomplishing things. We got a sanctum key. That's big. That's a big deal. I just wish there was a reliable way to get an access card. Like you can buy keys. You can get keys from trunks. You can get keys from. You can buy keys at the locksmith. You can sometimes buy keys at the commissary. Gems, there's a pretty reliable, way, to get gems. Access card is just completely random drop. And if you don't get it, you don't get it, and you're just SOL. That doesn't feel fun, right? I mean, that doesn't feel good, to be at that mercy. So we've basically refilled the reservoir, and that's fine, because we don't need any of those boxes down there anymore. Come over here, and make our way to the inner sanctum. I thought I saw something scurrying, but we've never run across any creature, so I think it was just my imagination. I thought I saw something scurrying that alcove. We haven't come across... Well, we've come across doves. I guess there's been doves, right? And birds, but we haven't come across, like, other creatures. that's not really part of the game, you know, to have animals. We might have seen a squirrel. Maybe we've seen a squirrel. I'm going to throw this lever just because I'm here. And there's no reason not to. We can't get to that antechamber doorway. Okay, so we're going to do arch areas. Are we going to do Iraga? Are we going to do one of these others? I'm just going to go in order, so I'm going to go Arch Ares. First of all, I'm going to I'm going to refer to my notes because I know some things about so classrooms told me some things, like I know the color of the banner. Yellow. Okay. And then yellow is from the book. Roman rune book. Yellow is the triangles. Okay. So I know these need to be triangles. Okay. So then, no, they don't consider themselves militaristic. They might not be metropolitan. This is Arch Ares, so we'll try first. But first, let's do. Weather-wise, isn't it snowing there? I think it's cold. This is not. That's wind. That's not snowing. Snow is. So I think it's maybe snow because it's north. Is it 4 and then? I did not mean to do that. I moved something I didn't mean to move. Pretty sure they're rail. Okay, we're back to there. Okay, so they're either not snowing or they're not. Oh, that's not rail. What is that? I thought that. Wait a minute. What's rail is the 3, right? Train system. Okay. Yeah, what I did was roads. They're not roads, they're rail. Okay, so yeah. My bad. So that's that's horseback. I think they're rail. Yeah, like that. Like Arinda Aries. I think they're rail. Because I think all those 3 realms were rail. Okay, and now and then yellow, and then snow, and then trying different. Modes. Okay, so if they're rail, but if their weather isn't snow, what would their weather be? It's not heat. The weather is not heat. It might be stormy. It might be windy. It could be rainy. It could be rainy, stormy, or windy if it's not snow. I'm not clicking this. I don't know why it's changing this. I'm trying to click this thing. Okay, so this would be windy, rail, and this is triangles are yellow, right? Make sure the triangles are yellow. Yep, triangles are yellow. Okay. Okay, so I tried all those. So they're either not rail or they're not windy. Let's presume that they're rail. So let's say they're not windy. I want to put this back on rail. Anyway, let me go to my classrooms. Yeah, their flag is yellow, so. Okay, so if they're not windy, I'm not turning this. It's not turning the one that I'm putting my mouse on, which is annoying. I'm not turning that one. I'm trying to turn this one. Hello, I'm pointing my mouse this way. Okay, so we're gonna try rainy. Rainy yellow rail. Okay, we're starting at Marshall, so we'll stop when we're back to Marshall. Okay, so they're not rainy. So then, what's that one? That is stormy. Yeah, because they're not heat. They're not weatherless. They're not like straight, which is normal. So we'll try stormy railway. Change this back to yellow. Starting on Marshall. There we go. So they are, it is rail, it is yellow. So they're stormy, and the square with the dot in the center signifies industrial. Okay, so they're industrial. They consider themselves industrial, and so they have their principal transport is train, like Orinda Aries, and I think Araja. I think all three realms use train system. So they should all be that Y pattern for the lines, but their weather is stormy, their banner is yellow, and they're an industrial society. Got it. We will take screenshots. We arrived here after a few days of sailing, and it made me realize how much more convenient it would have been in the old days when the railway tracks extended all the way north. Arch Aries is a destination which I am well acquainted, having traveled here countless times on business for Cinca. This time, however, I will avoid the familiar towns and factories and will instead trek along the northern coast, an area with which I am wholly unfamiliar. Herbert. And then we're going to have magnifying glass, so we need the dates, so let's because we need to We'll eventually need to get back to room 46 and put this journey in chronological order. So he started in Fen Ares, or he started in Orinda Ares. He ended in Fen Ares, which are basically the same place. But this may have been stopped too, because it may have been Orinda and then Arch Ares, because he said it made me realize how much more convenient it would have been in the old days when the railway tracks extended all the way north. So that makes it sound like he's coming from Orinda Ares to Arch Ares, and it would have been more convenient if the railway had gone in the whole direction and he didn't have to sail it. So I think this was stopped too, is what I'm getting from that. We're going to have another puzzle box. Hopefully it's not as difficult as... When yellow tiles are pressed, they move north. Okay. That's... Oh, yesterday it was orange tiles on the red on the Fen Ares box. There were orange tiles that didn't move at all, but they changed the color based upon... Okay, so yellow tiles move north. Got it. Okay. North, north. Oh, so I need to somehow get this one. Okay. There we go. Now... we need to... Okay. There we go. This one wasn't nearly as hard as yesterday's was. And there's our allowance token. Yay. I'm going to get a screenshot of this because I'll need these instructions again. I'm sure. Okay. For future puzzle boxes. It took us a while to get the realm signal, which I'm going to take a screenshot of because I don't think it's not elsewhere in my notes like the other two are. The other two are elsewhere in my notes, but this one's not. So then I don't have to remember. I can just go, okay, yeah, that's what that was. That's how that looked. So that's the Arch Ares realm signal. Okay. 31 steps, 23 coins, 4 keys, 3 gems. Without an access card, we can't get here. So, I don't know that there's anything else we can do today, but because none of these alcoves like had resources, right? Yeah, they don't have resources. So we did the shrine. There's not a place to dig up in the shrine, right? We did the shrine today. There's not a place to dig up in the shrine. Is there any other places to dig up? Like down here? I don't think so. Let me think for a second. There's not a key card just sitting down here for me to pick up. Nope. Didn't think so, but you know. I would really like to be able to get past that one room and like get the trophy, because it's hard to fill in the whole house. So when I'm one room shy of it, when I'm close, it's frustrating. Nothing to dig up in the precipice, I don't believe. I'm just confirming that there's nothing to dig up in the shrine. I'm pretty sure there's no dig spots in the shrine. No dig spots in the shrine. We have triggered. Here's the thing. We have triggered the experiment 5 times. I don't know what the radiation level is. There is the outside possibility that it is high enough now to trigger this door being unlocked. Doubtful. But with 22 steps, can I test it? 1, 2. Well, basically, would we want to go this way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Or I could just go back to the basement, come up here, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we're going to go back to the... I'm going to go back. This is more than likely, first of all, it's not going to let me make another wish. Nope, okay. This is more than likely a waste of steps. I am fully aware. But we're going to go back up the foundation, go back to the cloister and just verify that that room is still, that security door is still locked. You know, nothing has, no radiation or anything has magically made it unlock. This will be a waste of time. I apologize. But it's so I don't have niggling doubts when I end the day that, oh, what if that was the case? Right? Yeah, it's just to assuage any niggling doubts I might have about the day. So we don't want to go to the rumpus room. We want to go to the courtyard. And then we want to go to the pool. From the pool to the passage. And then we will want to go to the rotunda, and then we will want to rotate. All right, so then from here... No, it's still locked, but now we know. Right, now we know. We don't have to doubt it. We don't have to wonder. No access card just hanging out here. Just sitting on a table somewhere. Well, what I could do is I could go to the security and have it tell me that there's no access card. Here, go here, go here, go here. From here, go through the secret passage. Not to the showroom. Go. Not to, well, yeah, to the observatory, to the corridor, to the boudoir, to the, yeah. Observatory. No access card, just sitting around here. No access card, just sitting around here. Okay, okay. Not just sitting in the safe, waiting to be picked up. Nope. Okay, okay. And then from the office, I can just log into the... I don't have to go all the way to security. I can just log into security from here. What would like the special order? Well, special order a sledgehammer, because now that we've got a pool, or now that the pool is drained, the pool will always have 2 trunks in it whenever we draft it. So having a sledgehammer to get into those trunks would be good. And core yards will have trunks. The first core yard of the day generally has a trunk in it. View estate inventory. Okay. 3 trunks. So there's 2 trunks I've yet to open? Where? I opened the ones in the pool. There's no key card. There are 15 coins, but where are the other trunks? Where are there trunks that I have not opened? I only have 6 steps left, so it's kind of a moot point, but that's concerning. Last time I checked security and said there were 3 trunks. I knew that 2 of them were in the pool, but I've opened those now. I've opened the 2 that were in the entrance hall, that were placed in the entrance hall. I've opened up every trunk in the courtyards, right? Right? So what trunks is it saying I missed? I mean, they're likely to be courtyard trunks, but I really thought I did. Yeah, I opened that trunk. The rotunda is rotated around, so going through the passageway won't help, so I have to come back this way. Or go down foundation, leave, come back in, look at these. Which I guess I will do. I mean, I'll run out of steps before I can get there, but you know. What trunks is it saying I'm missing? What trunks am I missing? I passed 2 trunks, either one of which could have had a key card, possibly. That's concerning, disappointing. How do I keep missing trunks? They're big, they should be blatantly obvious. I'm gonna run out of steps before I get back into the house, just FYI. See, end of day. But that's fine. We got a sanctum key. We did a thing. We accomplished stuff. We accomplished a thing. We did another sanctum key, and we increased our allowance. All right, St. Holly, Archaeological Shopping Center of Prayers. Okay. 19 excavated dig spots, 5 shop rooms, a chapel, a cloister, a shrine. 44 total rooms. 45 is what we needed for the trophy. Rank reached 9, steps taken 182, items found 12, new rooms 1, which was the dovecote. But hey, we did another sanctum, so that was a good job. All right. Thank you for being with me for day 45. We'll see you for day 46. Have a good one. Bye.